Hey guys, I am super excited. I will be starting here in a second. I was going live on YouTube first. Needed to send that email. I'm like literally like I'm gonna start on time, but I'm so excited, you guys, because I've never done an episode like this. Um, and it's gonna be pretty epic. And we have Olaf in the background. What? So let me record this. All right. Hey guys, it's Colleen Gallagher here with the Colleen Gallagher podcast. We are a top 1,000 global health and wellness podcast. And this is a space, or this podcast was created with the intention to be a space that you can come and tune in to receive a frequency that will activate, educate, and empower you to begin living a lifestyle you love that supports you financially. If you are a returning podcaster for CGI, oh, hey. And if you're brand new, hello and welcome. Health and wellness became a passion of mine because I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer at age 14. And after 9 long years of suffering, I self-healed my body, mind, and soul. So in these episodes, I bring you my own voice, as well as people I meet along my journey to offer perspective, inspiration, and real life proof that when you choose to follow your dreams, you say yes to what is inside of your heart, that you will begin to create a lifestyle that is wildly impactful, fulfilling, and abundant beyond your wildest dreams. We cover topics from health and wellness, digital marketing, new age spirituality, global development, pop culture, current events as they relate to the Great Awakening. So get ready, tune in, subscribe, and make sure to leave us a review to let us know what you're loving. You can always email us on my website, www.colleengallagher.co, to request episode topics and let us know how everything's going. I love you and thank you for being part of this collective community. I'm so excited for the day I get to meet you and give you a hug. And before we get into today's episode and why my makeup is like this and all the things of LA Fashion Week, if you've been following me, oh my God, I just have so much to say. And I want to say I'm proud of myself. I showed up at 9:01 a.m. I'm going to be honest with you guys and real. I'm a little bit hungover, but you know what? Your girl still got up for her 6 a.m. call. Your girl still went on her 8 a.m. walk, and I still made it back for my podcast. No excuses ever. So anyway, our podcast sponsor is Sterling Stock Picker. If you're like me, you probably are interested in getting your money to work for you. However, you want to be super careful to make sure you have the right investments. This time around, I decided to seek help. Recently, I came across some pretty awesome software, Sterling Stock Picker. I liked it right away. After I realized it was easy to understand and follow, I could relate to the story on their homepage of the high school teacher wanting to retire early and from investing with Sterling Stock Picker. He earned 150% investment return. He turned 17K into 100K. Now that is life-changing money. What would you do with an extra $100,000? Would you quit your job, pay off credit cards, take family on an awesome vacation? And the site even tracks and makes recommendations for crypto. I was poking around on their website and came across stock rockets. I couldn't believe it. It was so easy for me to find companies with 100% earnings, growth, industry best, and what Sterling Stock Picker calls 5-star rated stocks. It's basically the best of the best. Literally within 3 clicks, I had 8 companies to choose from to invest in. I don't know about you, but I've invested in other stock picking software that was complicated and expensive. I found Sterling Stock Picker easy to navigate, and I learned a ton about stocks from their short 2-minute videos embedded throughout the site. So make sure to head over to sterlingstockpicker.com/POD and grab your free trial for 14 days. Oh, hey. Okay, your girl is here, is live. Oh my God, we have so much to talk about. Well, first of all, this is my cosmic painting. We are in my bed. As you guys know, I love my bed. I'm obsessed with my bed. I write in my bed. If I'm not doing like videos like this, I'm normally in my bed. Like client calls, I'm in my bed. I love my bed. This is Olaf. This is this. This is a secret thing my best friend Michelle Madich gave me. It's a dream catcher. But anyway, so today I was a little bit hungover. I thought about I was going to go to my desk, but I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it in my bed because that's how I feel. And good on me for showing up. So anyway, I just want this to be a really short podcast because obviously I'm, in my own land, but I wore my makeup still from last night, and LA Fashion Week was amazing, you guys. I have so much inspiration, and I feel like what I want to share with you all, or what like the learning for me was, is like, just own who you are. Like the more that you own who you are, you claim who you are, you're just sharing the truth of you. People are always going to connect with you and be magnetized towards you from that. Like it's just law. And I questioned, like I went 2 nights out of the 4 nights, like all the people I met, I've like everyone that we're still in DMs talking, messaging, and like such like sincere connections. And it's so interesting. I feel like I've gone to like business networking events and it's not been like that. It's been much more transactional. Like, what do you do? 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 And I feel like creating authentic connections starts with one, just accepting yourself, like accepting the truth of who you are and allowing yourself just to share from that place. So for an example, because I'm going to back this up. So it's really interesting because there's a guy that I'm kind of seeing right now that I really like. He's really fun. I like him. I feel like I'm learning a lot from him. Very different on how we view like loving connection, like very, very different, which is fine. But he did. So anyway, he knew I was going to LA Fashion Week. I had a great night with him on Thursday night. I went to LA Fashion Week Friday. We hung out Saturday. And then I went Sunday to LA Fashion Week, but we had a big fight on Saturday. And I'm going to get to why this is relevant, like a big fight. Like I just felt like we communicated very clearly that we had different ideas on love and connection. And it was like, there was a very clear agreement of like what he didn't want to experience and what I didn't want to experience. Well, after we won this date, I feel like he did what I did not want to experience. Like he did something right in front of me that I felt like it was not what I wanted. It was like a contract breaker. So it left with me leaving his house, like crying, like a mess, like just a mess. And I was up till like 3 a.m. Saturday crying, and I had a meeting at 9 a.m. I had to show up for, right? Like I had to show up for my Imagine community. And then I had a friend who was coming over. I had 2 meetings, another meeting for the podcast video that'll be here. And I had a client call on Sunday and LA Fashion Week. So like there was a drama that occurred and I couldn't like just sit and sulk in the drama. Like I literally had to move forward with my life. I just didn't have time. So I go out, I have a great time at LA Fashion Week. And what I wanted to say, like from this dating scenario to let's say brand new connections, is like both of them, I feel like why it's such a powerful connection, even though I'm still not totally over this. Like we're talking about it, but I still don't really have like a resolve of like feeling good about it. Cause I feel like he intentionally, right? His intent was I was honest about who I was in my connection. And he intentionally did something where it was boundary breaking, like in a way, like he did it with intent. I guess he's claiming unintent, but that's what I still don't know. Yeah. I don't have a resolve on it. Where what's beautiful though about that experience, what I want to say is even when that happened, it's like the rules were very clear from the beginning, which was like 8 months ago. The rules were very clear from the very, very beginning of what I wanted, what I desired. And I feel like when I went to LA Fashion Week, like the very beginning of every relation, it's like very obvious who I am. Like, it's not like, I'm never going to be the person like at this moment, right? Is just like is like a girlfriend. Like I'm not looking for a guy. I'm not looking to go home with someone. Like I never have a guy ever at any event that I'm at ever asked me to go home with them. Like I've never had that happen in years, just because I don't give that vibe. And like guys carry a certain respect for a woman who can hold that. And when you're honest in your connection, if I was looking for that, sure, a guy would take me home if that's what I wanted. There's nothing wrong if you want that. It's just not where I'm at in my life. But what I'm saying still is like when you're honest in your energy and you're clear about who you are and what you want, like you just attract amazing connections. You attract people who come and you attract people who value the truth of you. And it's not like you're living in this illusion. I guess what I'm trying to say is connection. Maybe this podcast should be called Connection. How do you really create great connection? Because it's something I feel like I'm so good at. I feel like I'm really, really nailed down authentic, sustainable, deep, true connection. And that's why I have so many amazing people in my life. And that is a testament of my character, of who I am and the standard I hold for myself, right? I have a very high standard of where I need to perform, who I'm at. Like, doesn't matter if I was crying at till 3 a.m. in the morning because of this drama that happened. I'm going to show up and do my things. Doesn't matter that I was out last night partying. I'm going to show up and do my 7 a.m. call, my 8 a.m. walk, my 9 a.m., podcast. But I'm still being authentic in my connection. Like, hey guys, I'm hungover here. And I think we have this narrative that we're so afraid to be who we are. We're so afraid just to say like, actually, I don't want a boyfriend, or maybe I want multiple boyfriends, or maybe I want no girlfriend, or maybe I want multiple girlfriends, or we're just so afraid to be honest about what we want and who we are. And I think when we do that, it hinders all of our connections, because we're not like like, I think of last night, right? There was like one guy specific, he gave me these sunglasses that are so epic. I need to find them. And my friend that I went with, right, he was like kind of flirting with a bunch of people, but she like started getting jealous. But I'm like, we're at a party, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's whatever flirting. We're like me, let's say, right? He wasn't really flirting with me. He like gave me glasses. He did this. It was like this, but it's like, because I didn't have a need for an attention. I didn't have a need for like connection. I didn't have a need for, like, I didn't need him for anything. It was out of just pure desire. That's what it is. You know what? When you are at an event and you are sharing who you are from pure desire, not a need for attention, not a need for money, not a need for whatever, your connection with men, your connection with women, your connection with other people is going to be just so beautiful. And so I guess the moral of this podcast, really where I want to let it be, because I feel like I shared a lot of stories there and I'm just reflecting on my night of all the people. Share the thoughts you're having in your head outside. So even if it's just a person for a moment, share like, what do you think of this fashion line? Or what do you think? Like, even one of the shows, it was kind of like this BDSM kind of like facial makeup. And one of the guys and I were talking about that, and that could be like a weird topic for a stranger, right? But it like actually was so beautiful and brought us closer. And I connected with him and he was amazing. And then like this one girl was kind of rude and pushed him between me and another girl. I was like, excuse me, like, do you have manners? She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was like, that's fine, but you can still have manners. Like, you can do it with grace. You can do things with love. You can do things with compassion. You can say what's happening inside of your mind, inside of you, to the external world. And the more you do that, like, you just communicate like authentically what's running through you, what's pulsating through you, even if it comes off dramatic. Like with that guy, I've definitely said some things that were dramatic, and I said some things that were kind of like, ew, knife throwing. I definitely did that, but I feel like it was still true to me. And when you do that, men, especially men or women, they will respond when they see that they've done something maybe hurtful or they've done whatever. They will respond with a place of compassion, with a place of grace. So this whole podcast is on connection. And I think what I want to say, the message here is, be more authentic to you, be more true to you, say the truth of what's happening inside of you to the external world. Let people connect with you. Don't be so afraid. Oh, that's so powerful. Don't be so afraid of who you are. Don't be so afraid of your thoughts. Don't be so afraid of your feelings. Don't be so afraid of your light, of your darkness, of your jealousy or possessiveness or controlling or beauty or luxury or bliss or laughter. Like, don't be so afraid to just experience it all and share it all. Like, the more that you do that, I promise you, like, people will receive you. Obviously not from a way of like you're, being unhealthy or abusive, but if you're sharing it from a heart place, like, this is really what's alive inside of me. I promise you, like just the best things happen, and your life is made up of relationships. I really do believe more and more that the happiness of your life, like how happy you are and how fulfilled you are, is going to be the result of your relationships. So anyway, I hope this serves you. I hope you love this, and please make sure to leave a review, subscribe. But I want you to know that your best life, your best connections are yet to come. And I feel like LA Fashion Week was honestly a reminder of that for me, that I love this little light right here, that the best is always yet to come. I feel like LA Fashion Week was that my best relationships are yet to come. I feel like LA Fashion Week was a remembrance for me and an activation to be all of me. I think all of us need that reminder sometimes, to be all of us, to let the beauty shine through us, and accepting ourselves, not being so afraid of ourselves, making sure that we create connection, like through phone numbers or through Instagram. I always say social media is better than phone numbers, but through social media, through whatever, so that we stay connected. And you have to follow up with your connections. You can't just make a connection MIA. Like, you do need to be like, oh my God, it was so great meeting you, and da da da. And when you do that, I promise you the world does shift. So I love you. Have a